Good evening. I am making a video this evening. For so long, this video is directly directly to my family because I feel that it is important that I put this information out there regarding a man in Staten Island by the name of Will Wade. Will Wade lives in 120 Raff of Staten Island. He's no relative of mine. I never really knew this man. But Will Wade is a man that I would like for every Liberian, everyone in the United States and around the world to know about. Will Wade have been going after property that have been purchased in my name because he knows that the deed to all these houses, whether it's apartment, condominium, they are all in my name. Will Wade sat with lawyers on Castleton Avenue, okay, and did a title search on on houses and apartment. I wasn't aware. He called me to inform me where he was and that he was sitting with a lawyer on Castleton Avenue and that he was changing the name of the people that these people in these different houses is paying mortgage to. That his intention was to change them where they would pay mortgage or a different name. He was even at an apartment in Brooklyn and he said to me, he called my son name. He said, "Who is he?" I knew he was telling the truth because how would he have known my son? And it was an apartment in Brooklyn. He and his friend, he got his wife to get on the computer to look for every house or apartment in every borough that is in my name. But here's the thing. When he discovered there was houses, apartment in my name all over the United States, that's when I felt my life was in danger. Will Wade will call every 10 minutes, every 5 to 10 minutes. And if I didn't pick up, he would say, if I didn't answer, he was going to jump over the fence. He kept harassing me to meet with my family. He said, and if family doesn't want to meet with him, it doesn't matter. He's going to do whatever he had to do. Now, this is how I met Will Wade. Someone that I know very well by the name of Becky. Her husband was ill, and I went and she asked me to go and be there for her. And that's how I met this man by the name of Will Wade. He's from Liberia. If he did this to me, I'm quite sure he did it to a lot of senior citizens, to a lot of Liberians. He introduced himself as a retired FBI, and Becky, and I had told him about the problem that I was having. So now he introduced himself as an FBI that could do things that I couldn't do or no one else couldn't do. Okay, and that he was going to help me. And I believe it. At the time, with everything that was going on, I was excited to be in the presence of someone that was a retired FBI that could help me. I didn't know that Will Wade was going to behave the way he behaved. He was calling me so many times a day, every 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and he kept harassing me. He wanted to be a power attorney. He wanted to he wanted to take over everything of mine because he was a retired FBI. Ever heard of that? If you want to help me, why you wanted to be a power attorney, just name it. He wanted it to be. This man was not related to me. I got in the way. I mean, there was a time where I couldn't sleep, and he said if I didn't answer, then when he would call, when I looked, he was already parked in front of my fence. and said if I didn't answer, he didn't hear my voice, nothing was going to stop him. He was going to jump over the fence. There was a time when I would get off the bus. He was parked in front of my house, and then he drove off. I got to the place where I had to call a relative of mine and tell them, I said, listen, because there was a time, actually, there was a time where, because when I'm in his house, you cannot get upstairs to me. You could hear this person downstairs trying to get upstairs to me. And I knew then my life was in danger. So I called a family member and told them about this Will Wade man. I was also, the reason for telling this, because this house being sold, Will Wade have a lot to do with it. I was at a senior center. So he came over to the senior center with his friend and said that the bank kept calling him and his friend. The adjuster from my bank need the paper. He introduced himself as someone that could fix his house also, that this is what he does. He work on houses and make houses look brand new. And so he could fix my home. But then after that, I was getting called from Will Wade to say the bank kept calling him. One day, he brought a man in my house and said this guy was an engineer and he was going to look around and see just what my house needed because my house had been badly damaged. But what happened? I have a room upstairs that I use as an office. So Will Wade and his friend came up with this man that they had to come and see just how badly damaged the house is, not knowing it was an appraiser to appraise the home that Will Wade brought in my home. So while I was in my office, off of selling, when his friend and this man came, he grabbed the office door and slammed it, not knowing. Appraiser is what you do when you want to take out a mortgage. So after that was all over, what I noticed, I was kept out. The man went downstairs, they all went downstairs, and Will Wade and his friend went to the car to talk to this man in a secret way. Wait a minute. If you say this man was in my house to take a look and to tell me all the damage that been done to my house, why are you talking to him at his car in such a secret way and I'm not involved? After that, I got a call from him. I was at the senior center. Him and his friend wanted to talk to me because according to them, they're going to fix my house and make it look brand new. Okay? So he came and then told me that the adjuster kept calling. They wanted a document that this man that they brought in has sent. No. What I discovered, Will Wade, this mortgage that was supposed to have been auctioned was because of what Will Wade did. This man took out a mortgage on my house. He kept telling me that the bank kept calling him. The bank wanted the paper. I called the bank. The bank said, why would we call this man regarding your house? They said they never spoke to him. But guess what? 4 or 5 times a day, I would get a call from Will Wade to say the bank keep calling him. You're not my husband. You're not related to me. You're not my chicken. You're not my brother or anything. I'm nothing to you. So why would the bank keep calling you regarding my house? The bank said that was a lie. They never called him. Will Wade was refinancing my house. The person that he brought here in my house was to appraise my house because he was going to take out a mortgage on my house. This mortgage and where my house was auctioned, it was because of what was done by Will Wade. When that Matthew whatever said he sold it to U.S. Bank, the document shows it was sold, it was given to somebody else. But Will Wade, according to him, he's a retired FBI. Now, to the word, and Facebook friends and family. According to Will Wade, he once worked for Donald Trump, fix his house. And Donald Trump kept making excuses about his money. And he called Donald Trump up and he threatened him. And within a day or two, Donald Trump said, "Come and get your money." Do you believe that? That this man called Donald Trump and threatened him? He lied. But I noticed I spoke to people in his neighborhood, and I noticed he's been conning people from their home. He said to me that he's going to own all the houses around here on Franklin. He needs to be investigated by the FBI because I'm quite sure he's doing this to a lot of these Liberians that doesn't knows, how to take care of their own paper or whatever, that this man is lying to them. I'm 100% certain. Recently, he bought an apartment, a big building right there on Vanderbilt Avenue. I have no doubt that's one of the places where the mortgage is in my name. And what also been happening is right after Will Wade came in my life, most of the stuff in my house was being stolen. I'm quite sure, like Ivory, just name it, was being stolen out of my house. Okay. Will Wade was always outside at night. I had one situation where right about 8 o'clock, 8:30, he wanted to know where I was. He met his friend and wanted me to meet him at my house. And listen to this. They were going to install a bathroom where there would be a place. But guess what? He waited at 8:30 at night, and I'm supposed to meet him and these guys that he was bringing to install a bathroom for me. You kidding me? I'm supposed to come in my house, a house that had almost nothing is dark, electrical, nothing is working, and you're gonna come with some flashlight and at 8 something at night, and you're gonna install a bathroom in my house? Will Wade was coming to murder me. Will Wade wants all the houses and apartment in my name. This is what he been trying to do. He sat with a lawyer on Castleton Avenue, and I have said to him, I want the name of the lawyer and all the papers. And he said this lawyer was going to go to court and present these papers on my behalf, and that these houses that been stolen, that these people is renting and making thousands of dollars on. He was changing the name where they was beginning to start paying mortgage. I mean, pay rent to me. Guess what? Nobody pay rent to me. Will Wade had changed things around, went to these different houses that been purchased in my name, got these tenants to start paying him rent. So these are some of the things that I need Letitia James for. Okay. And it's a lot more. But for the first time, uh, it was Will Wade that I was concerned about. Not what's his name? Um, Dearly Oladapo so much, but Will Wade. He said to me, "Are you did you record anything I said?" And by the way, Will Wade, let me let you know. Every time you called me, everything that you said to me was all recorded. I'm a senior. My family made sure that I am protected. People don't know that. So if you call in my house, you crossed the line, you crossed and came over to my territory to commit a crime, yes, you was recorded, and I have all the all of that conversation from you when you would call and how you wanted to be a power attorney or proceed and all of those things. And guess what? You call, you wanted me to see a lawyer to make sure I put stuff in your name. You know what? You went with me. You met me at the lawyer office. It was evidence that I needed. Remember? You sat there in the chair. You had just came from work in your outfit and clothes and everything. And the lawyer said to me, "Do you know this man?" I said, "No." I said, "But he been calling me, and that's what he wants me to do. I called back the very next day and canceled everything. But I needed that for evidence. You told me if I recorded you, I was going to see the head of the devil. And again, this is what I must say. Will Wade, I mean, I had things crawling around, moving around in my house. I had to tell my family member, I said, it's unbelievable with the things that is moving around in my house. I do believe when you said I would see the head of the devil, but that didn't frighten me. But Will Wade, what happened would have never happened. Called Select Portfolio. Any of these mortgage brokers never have the audacity to sell my house, to take me to court and auction my home until you put documents together, sat with a lawyers on Castleton Avenue, and together your maid wrote out stuff and presented to the bank, and then you would call me every day to say the bank is waiting for this information. The man that you brought in my house to say he was a engineer was someone to appraise you, do appraisal when you're going to take out a mortgage. So this was done by you, and then after that I knew you was trying to kill me. I was upstairs. If you could have gotten upstairs, that's what you would have done. I heard the noise Will Wade. And you was my only concern, not dealing only did so much. What Daily did was mostly, poison or putting this voodoo stuff around. But you actually was trying to murder me because you have put your name on these houses and apartments and sat with a lawyer, Will Wade, to take over every property that been purchased in my name. And you had these tenants. Now you change it around where the tenant is sending, making payment of rent to you. Okay. First you said, well, you know what? Let me buy these houses for you for $1, and then I can sell it back to you. House didn't cross my mind. I wasn't into those things. But no, when you find out, I met you at Becky, and I was beginning to talk. Becky had that same problem. So I would begin to ask Becky questions. But when you realize I had a mortgage problem, that's when you lie and say you're a retired cops. But you know what? I know you had done that to so many people. And the teacher James, this is one of the things that I need you to investigate. Okay. And since then, I always felt my life was in danger, will weigh on account of you, because you have put your name on houses and apartments that belongs to me. I knew you was telling the truth because you would have never known about the apartment in Brooklyn. There's an apartment in Brooklyn in my name. I'm aware of it. And that's where you was. You got your wife, your friend, whoever you can think of to you stay on the computer, and then you will call me to tell me where the houses is on Westchester, Bronx, or whatever. Okay? And how will you have known my son's name to tell me to ask me, did you make your son power attorney? Okay? So if I did, I'm quite sure you took his name off. I mean, I didn't say I made him power attorney, but you told me that you're going to own houses all around here. I find you, Will Wade, to be a very dangerous man. Okay? I knew you was trying to kill me. I knew that. When you come into my house and calling me and saying you're in front of the house, you bringing people and you're going to put a toilet 8 o'clock at night. 8 o'clock at night. Was that stupid? And then when I heard where you were trying to get through from the downstairs door, that noise, I knew you was trying to get through. No. It could only happen when someone is trying to force your door open. And then my clothes and shoes that Charles was a man in my life that those shoes were like $400-500. They all disappeared. I had a belt. They all disappeared. And then things started happening here, Will Wade. It's you. I've been wanting to make this video about you for the longest. You live in Staten Island. You're from Liberia. You're at 120 RAF. Okay? And then you threatened me to say, did you recall when I called you, did you record it? You say, if I recorded, I would see the head of the devil. I haven't seen nothing. But I made this tape just to let my family know about you, Will Wade. Okay, you was my only concern. And that night when I hear the fools trying to come through the door, I had to call family and let them know if anything happened. And you was the type when you would call, right after you call, the number disappeared off the phone. That doesn't happen with anybody. Minute you call, your number disappear off the phone. So now I feel great that I made this tape regarding you, Will Wade. Okay, this is every Liberian. Kate, Becky Husband. You said Kate used to ask you. He works for the police department. The man was sick. You said he used to ask you to go to the bank. I'm quite sure you didn't put that man money in the bank. No. Okay. But anyway, now what you gonna tell me? You gonna sue me? You commit a crime. You was calling me all day long and got the nerve to tell me, the audacity, that if I didn't open the door for you, you gonna jump over the fence? What are you gonna do? Force yourself in my house? You would have broken my, you said you were gonna break the door down. I had to respond to you. That was scary. Many nights, I just want you to know I didn't sleep. I called people and let them know anything happened to me. It was a man by the name of Will Wade. I spoke to men, I spoke to women, and they told me what you've been doing to them. The world need to know about you, Will Wade. Okay? Now I feel better that I made this tape about you. All right? And you will sit in front of my house. Soon as you see me get off the bus, I guess your plan was to come in. Soon as I get off the bus, you will drive so fast and just leave. You're a very dangerous man, Will Wade. You're not related to me. You can't come and murder me, do me harm, to take property of mine. You're not my family. You're not my children. But you are a very dangerous man. And what you say about Trump, you're a liar. When I spoke to the guy that you work with, he said, well, you work under him. He never knew that you worked for Trump. But you want to make yourself feel so important by saying you're a retired cop. And but you know what I believe? I believe the bad one was using you. Because every time you say something, you say you spoke to this sergeant. You spoke to that sergeant. You was one that they got to come and do me harm, to come and murder me. Isn't that a shame? And you're supposed to be from Liberia, the country that I'm from, and you're supposed to be a black person. You allow the white one to use you like you want to fix my home, and through that you are going to murder me. And especially at night. You kept insisting, oh, I'm outside your gate. I got some blankets and different stuff that I bought you. Can you come and get it? Remember? I said, no, thank you. Why do I want you? You said you had already spent, you and your friend had already spent all this money on it. You were dying many days for me to let you in my house at night. Remember? You couldn't understand. I wasn't falling for it. I knew you was trying to murder me, or you wanted every property that been purchased in my name, and that was your intention. So, the world need to know about you. You were my only concern. You was the only one where many nights I couldn't sleep. Okay? So I feel better to my family. This tape, I feel that you should know about Will Wade, because whatever he had put in his name is in his name. And for me, being alive, that is not something that he wants, because he feel one day he may be exposed. Sad. But anyway, thank you. This family, this tape is for you all. Right? So Will Wade, I feel better. I've been wanting to make this tape. Okay, in my house, what happened to it? It's you. You the one that with this auction and this foreclosure thing. It is you, Will Wade. You was the one that keeps saying the bank kept calling you. The same bank that sold the house was the bank that you said kept calling you. Every day you harass me to say the bank keep calling you. Why would the bank call you? Why would a bank call to discuss anything with you? First of all, that bank never gave me no mortgage. My house was paid off. You're not my husband. You're not my children. You're not my son. Okay? So I just want you to know Now I have said it. Let me see the devil head. And like I said, I do believe you. For many days, there was things moving around in my house that was unbelievable. It didn't frighten me. Okay? For you something else. But I got God on my side. So, and again, thank you. I made this tape and I feel better. Bye bye. Thank you, the family.